Hey, this is Jason again. I know I usually record only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I needed something to do. Take my mind away from some dark thoughts. Um, I think I'm gonna talk about more personal things right now, just in case something happens. I sometimes I'm scared that I'll hurt my dog. I uh I have mental issues. And although I've never acted on them physically, besides screaming, um, the voices in my head and seeing things in the nightmares that I deal with every day. I get these urges to just sometimes let my dog out of the house and let her become a stray to so that she can be safe away from me. I reason I guess I'm talking about that is there's a song called "At All Costs," and it's from the movie Wish by Disney. Um, and I was listening to it yesterday, and a little bit earlier, about half an hour ago, and the song talks about protecting, and I don't want to hurt my dog. The voices sometimes they get as bad as wanting to hurt me or others. And sometimes it gets so intense that I figure ending my life would be worth getting away from all this. Even that thought sometimes provides relief. Like the voices go away because they want me to end my life. Like they think, like they know, like they want me to go through with it. So they leave me alone to do it. But I don't go through with it. I don't. I feel so intensely alone sometimes. There were earlier days where I felt so intensely depressed, and my dog would just notice that I'm upset and come over by my side and try to cheer me up. These days, I'm starting to be a bit more callous. Like, my heart is starting to be a bit more calloused. Where, like, it has a build up. Almost like stone. To where I can take a lot more pain. Even from being this silent. This quiet. This isolation away from other people. I should be grateful of owning a home. Of owning an apartment. And there's a chance by the end of this month, I don't know how great it is, that I'll be kicked out. I'd say less than half. Less than half 100%. That I'll be kicked out, and it's not likely that I will, but there's the chance, and I should be grateful for everything that's being given to me right now. The plan, if I were to have ended my life, was always with medication. Was always to overdose. I can't find myself, even though I sometimes have urges to shoot myself in the head. I think it would be more peaceful. I have a whole mess of leftover medication that the nurse doesn't prescribe me anymore, and I never knew what to do with it. I didn't feel right. It didn't feel right throwing it out, so it kind of just had been building up, and I have about 8 bottles of leftover medication, and I could go and I could end my life right now, but I'm not going to. They get disturbing, the voices and the hallucinations. They get disturbing and scary sometimes, and I get vivid nightmares, and I see things in my dreams, and it's all just a lot. I had a brief moment yesterday night where I felt like I woke up from everything. It happens rarely. When it feels like the voices are far away and the hallucinations feel like they're far away, it's harder for them to get to me. And I felt more awake and like self-aware of my own actions. That's when that's when I played that song at all costs. I hope there's like a sequel. I hope there's like a sequel in the movie. And the guy that went evil, like he didn't mean to go evil in the movie. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this. And over time he his desires got corrupted and he turned evil. And I hope in the sequel there's like a redemption arc for him where he comes back to being good. Because the villain um, is portrayed in the song as the male who sings in it, and he seems so genuine and empathetic towards protecting others. In the beginning, it would be like some sort of like recall of him, um, recalling why he started all that stuff in the movie, and remembering that he wanted to protect and keep everything safe instead of like being selfish. I'm sorry, I don't know why I went off on that tangent. I have people who support me. I have a therapist. I have somebody who would drive me to places. I have a nurse. And slowly I've earned one or two friendships in all this. Of people that are my friend. Hopefully. I have to remember that I'm not alone. God is with me. He hasn't abandoned me. There's this not dichotomy, but like a contrast to society, to where people embrace taking things and wanting or desiring being selfish. Like it's almost in some worded way okay to be selfish. In society, it's okay to like relish dark things. And it's all childish fantasy. Like all of it's like as if kids are being taught this or adults are that are well off, well off, like in a safe place in a home. When you come from a place where I am, where it's kindness just for being in a shelter, getting a meal, getting 3 meals a day, and a bed and a roof. And getting the privilege of having a shelter or an apartment, even. This small apartment, however it is. It all seems so childish. When people go after selfish things. Like, it's rare that I do anything for myself. Like, besides ordering food, like having the privilege to order food, before this last year, I didn't do anything with money. And now I do order food, and it's a bit of a problem for me. But on besides that, like I woke up a few nights ago from my sleep, and I felt pleasant. I felt happy, or just at least pleasant and content. And I sat in my bed, and I looked at furniture to buy. And just that act alone for something like it felt healthy. Buying things that you need and not want. Not going after the selfish things. I feel like I'm kind of getting deep into things. I think I'm either really close to beating this depression, or I'm probably not too far off from ending my own life. I feel like the way my heart has been dealt, it's more okay to take a lot more isolation and a lot more pain and a lot more of all these things. But then I think about ending my own life, and I also feel content with doing that. Like, content with living, content with ending my life, or not thinking of it as much of as big of a deal, not as precious as it should be seen. I think I'm gonna hit some sort of epitome these next couple of months or year, and I'll either like become a new person, or you won't hear from me ever again. But people won't hear from me. They haven't. I only have 4 subscribers on YouTube, and I rarely get anybody to watch. I think I'm going to talk to my brother or my sister, ask them to watch it, see what they think. A long time ago, I used to have these fantasies of a gun being put to my head and shot. I I don't feel safe talking about this right now. What else can I talk about? I did this so I could distract myself from all of the thoughts I've been having. If my therapist found out about this, there's, I don't know. Maybe I'll ask her to watch it whenever she has free time. Um, Maybe she will. Yeah. It's I'm sorry if any of this gets to somebody or if it triggers somebody. If anybody watches this, I go and I act like somebody will, and nobody does. It's always either the important videos or the funny ones that I've gotten views on at all. Maybe I just need to put more effort into my videos. I was watching, to get off track from all this stuff. I was watching like 12 minutes of a podcast called Go, My Favorite Sports Team. And Markiplier is in it. He's a Let's Player. And he's just a YouTube personality at this point. He's also on Distractable as well, which is a 3-person podcast. Go, My Favorite Sports Team is a 2-person podcast. And in this podcast, they were talking about giving it your all in sports, but they also said that it's applicable in real life besides sports. Putting yourself into what you do makes you better at that skill. And I've just been depressed and holding back and not being lazy, but just like low energy and putting myself through these things. So maybe that's why that's why nobody watches. I don't talk about interesting things. I don't talk about topics that people want to hear. And if this one gets a lot of views, then that shows the contrast of, I don't know if it's an actual contrast, but it shows the contrast of human pervasiveness. Because I'm gonna probably write down something like dark for this video as my title. And people are gonna want to watch it. I don't know how long they're gonna be watching the whole thing. It takes a lot of energy, and I don't talk a lot. There's a lot of pauses, and I don't put the energy in to cut my videos or render them. Not most of them. choose life. I choose to live. I choose to suffer for all this. I'm in pain. I'm always in some sort of pain. I haven't experienced true peace in a long time. I play video games and I'm scared of not doing adult things and putting the games aside, and that struggle alone occupies my time. So I just sit down and I watch videos on YouTube, and sometimes I can't find any videos to watch, so I just sit there. It's rare that I just sit there. I always look for some video to watch. I need something to do. The best activity I've found outside of YouTube is sitting down in my shower and feeling the hot water. And sometimes that doesn't work and the voices get... Sometimes they attack me through there. I wish I had a friend who I can talk about stuff like this with. I wish I was free from all of this. I wish I was awake like I was last night, where I felt more free. I wish all these voices would just go. I wish I didn't have schizophrenia. I wish I didn't see anything. I couldn't hear anything. I remember what it was like when everything was silent. Some people are born with it or catch it at an early age, and I got it at around 23 or 24. So I was an adult when this happened. And I was an adult when it was silent, and I missed the peace. I remember I was so focused. And I had a passion to do things. I didn't feel guilty for things that I wanted. And now there's like this madness, these voices, dreams, seeing terrifying things. And all of it's just laced with wrongness, bad things. I think this is the first 30-minute video that I'm gonna make on this channel. Did you know that I used to have a Twitter account? I still am connected to it. Has around 25,000 followers. I worked on projects and I worked on making content, and I was happy and I was manic and I was an idiot, but I was smart about it, or I was smart and I acted like an idiot because it was fun or funny. One of the videos I used to make, it was taken by another company. A few of them were taken by the same company, and one of the ones that the secondary ones were like in the millions of views, and there was this one that reached 25 or 26 million views. And I could still see myself make all these videos and do everything over again. But the voices and seeing things and the nightmares and the depression, the suicidal tendencies, the stress, the feeling of isolation, the stress of being alone but needing to pay bills. I wish I could be happy and make videos again. It's always been my dream to be a Let's Player. I want to make video games. I want to record myself playing video games, being comedic and funny, and making people laugh. But the technology is just so confusing sometimes. I even bought these camera stands and 2 cameras. I was gonna make this project of recording myself cooking and upload that to this channel. But all the technology got confusing, and there was these SD cards that I didn't have that I eventually bought, and they worked, but all of it I didn't know where to I didn't know where to download how to get those videos onto this laptop to be able to video edit all of it. I was gonna make it like an idiot cooks a meal, where somebody who's never cooked before me tries their best to cook basic meals, and maybe people can learn from that. And I still have the stands and the cameras, but they remind me of past ideas that failed. Just like with me trying to do the Let's Plays on here. I thought about maybe trying to at least do visual novels. That idea is still possible, I guess. But I need to pay money for the longer version of Bandicam, because the unpaid version, the unpaid subscription, is only 10 minutes long per recording. And I need to find a way to pay them that money to be able to make for visual novels, you need an hour long for it to get anywhere. And I had plans to do Steins Gate, which is the only thing I know about it is it's anime-ish, and it involves time travel somehow, I think. And that's a visual novel. And then maybe start going off of start doing, after a few visual novels, maybe start doing clickable adventures, or video games that are heavy in text with some choices and some direction. I think it would take me years to do a JRPG. I went everywhere today. Talked about a lot of things. I hope somebody watches this. I hope people are interested in this. Even though about what I said earlier. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Words of encouragement would really help right now. Thank you. Goodbye.